Waking up early every day is one of the things that I normally do, no matter the season. So I woke up this morning, got myself together, came outside, took care of the chickens, and I decided that I was not going to go into the garden this morning. But what I like to do also in the morning is that when berries are in season, I like to get my share of freshly picked berries, which would be blueberries today. But I came out here and not just got a handful so I can eat. As you can see, I did not come out here ready for harvested blueberries because I did not grab a container or anything to put it in. But this is the amount of berries that I'm still picking, and today is August the 16th. We still have blueberries on the plants. And once I enter the garden, I know it's a done deal. There are other things that I'm going to be looking at, things that need to be done in the garden. And so I figured since I'm already neck deep in it, why don't I just do a quick harvest so I can get some of the things on my to-do list completed. Alright, so I'm going to harvest some of this asparagus bean, or sometimes called Chinese or Taiwan yard long beans. And this one right here, as you can see, it is edible, but I am going to allow this to go to full maturity and dry on the vine so I can use this pod here for planting in the future. I'm just going to tuck it inside of the wire because sometimes the critters might just pull it off the vine, and I just want to secure it a little bit. So I'm going to tuck it right in here where it's safe, hopefully away from the critters. And then I'm going to harvest these ones right here, and I like to harvest them young and tender. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Grab my bowl and start harvesting. Now these beans are going to be delicious because they are tender and they do have a mild flavor. And I like to cut them up and steam it, just do like a vegetable medley and enjoy that nice and fresh. Look at the length of that. They actually can still grow longer than this right here. Now once I harvest these beans off the vines, it's going to allow the flowers to mature, turn into beans, and I get to harvest more beans until the season is over. Now I have to be careful, and this can get a little bit tricky because I just have to make sure I don't cut the vine. I have experience cutting the vine of plants that I didn't intend to cut, and I'm sure I'm not the only gardener that has happened to. I'm just paying close attention right now to make sure that that does not happen, because I actually want my beans to grow and produce as much as it would and be able to harvest all those beans. We have a few more here that I think I'm going to keep it a little bit longer. Yeah, I'll just keep those a little bit longer. I think I have sufficient for now because we are going to be eating these over the next couple of days. And over here, let's just take a walk over here. This is the same variety of beans but a different color. Now these two, I am keeping them for planting purposes next year. So this is why you can see them here together, and I'm going to try to tuck it away and protect it from the critters getting into it. As you can see, we have some more flowers popping out on these vines, and also a lot of tender, really young beans that we are going to be harvesting and enjoying until the end of the season. But for now, we'll tuck these away, make sure they are away, hopefully from the critters, and harvest the rest of these green beans. Now I'm gonna take these pumpkins off this vine, and this is an early variety. It's a New England sugar pie pumpkin. The critters have been bothering them, guys. So I'm going to remove them off the vine. This is good enough for me. I'm just going to blanch these, vacuum seal it, and put them on the freezer. This one I have to go around. Let me just put this one here so I can get in and grab that one. Oh, let's see if I can get in there. You know what, why don't I just remove the leaf at first, because I want to make sure I don't snip the vine, guys. I have done that before, and I have also done that this season already so far, so I'm even more careful. But I was able to successfully cut it off the vine, and here it is. It's a cute little nice size. It's got some weight to it. And like I said, an early variety, so that's good. I'm going to also harvest this one, get rid of the vines because the vine borers has gotten to this plant at the base where it's planted. So I might as well just get rid of the entire plant once I'm done harvesting this one pumpkin off of it. Alright, now we are going to grab a couple of eggplants here, and I'm going to remove these lower leaves. As you can see, they're already dying off, and they're literally touching the soil. So I'm going to remove them because they're not important to the plant. And we are going to be harvesting these two beauties right here and give the flowers on the plant some time to develop so we can harvest even more eggplants before the season is over. Then we have some beans in here, which is a bush beans that's almost on its last limb here. There's not much to it, just a few beans we're going to be popping off of these plants here. They're not putting up much anymore because they have been producing and we have been eating from them. I haven't been able to can any beans so far this year because the rabbits were giving me such a hard time. And here, as you can see, we have some dried up pods on the plant, which we're going to use next season for planting. These one right here, I'm going to also allow them to go to full maturity so I can use them for planting. Because I do like to save my seeds every year. Regardless of how much seeds I have, I still like to save seeds from the current year of my garden season, so that way I always keep a fresh batch of planting seeds. Now this bean over here is a bush bean also, but a vining type. And if you notice, the first bean I just showed you, it's more round, but this one here, as you can see, is throwing on all these flowers on it, and it's more of a flat type bean, but it's basically a bushier variety than a runner bean. It runs just a little bit. See how this one's round? This one here is flat. So this is the one that's going to be putting out lots of beans for us now. So we'll give it some time. Oop, I found another bush bean hiding in the bottom here. So we're going to harvest those. I also have some over here in this planter. I have potatoes in here, but I also have some bush beans in here. As you can see, they are also ready to be harvested. So I'm going to grab these, kind of disguised from the rabbits, which is, I don't know whether it's good or not because they eat both the beans and the potato slips. And I'm just curious. Ooh, there's some more in here, hidden, very well hidden. And I'm not sure if you can hear the bees, but they're zooming all over me because of this bachelor's button here that I need to harvest. Because it's becoming that time of the year when I make my skin products, my body butter, my salves, my infused oils. And so I gather them during the season and I make sure that they're properly air dried for preservation. And so when fall season comes along and the garden season is not as busy, I just go in the kitchen and I create all my wonderful products that we use for our skin, for our hair, herbal tea mixes. I mix them and I bag them. Oh, we're getting a lot of beans in here today. And this yarrow here is going crazy. I already harvested and preserved so much of this yarrow for the season thus far. But yeah, I am just excited because even if I don't process them into a product right away, I make my herbal infused oils, and so I can use that in the future. Let's see, we got more beans. They're like pretty well hidden in here. Then I need to do things like staking up these tomatoes. These are Jersey Devil tomatoes. This is what they look like. Huge tomato. Really good for making things like tomato paste and tomato sauce because the water content of it is minimal. Alright, let me grab these tomatoes here. I love these sun sugar. So delicious. Look at the bunch. Oh yeah, beautiful. But yeah, I think I'm gonna save these 3 so I can save the seeds, because I haven't saved any seeds as yet from these, and I want to make sure I save the seeds of the things that I like every year, at least every year, even though I have ones that are older as far as age and I store them up. I still want to make sure every year that I save a set of seeds from them. And you know, despite all the critter challenges I had throughout the garden season so far, I think we've made out pretty good and getting good harvest. I mean, the critters are still coming and feeding, and I think that's really destructive. But at the same time, they're not as often as they were during the spring and early summer months. I am also gonna grab some beets because I need to get rid of the beets in these raised beds so that I can plant my fall crops in here. So I'm going to be harvesting all of these beets. Look at that, y'all. Why not grow a garden? Beautiful beets. I think when I grew these, I dropped a little bit of everything in here because now I'm finding red onions that I didn't remember I had in here. Oh well. Get this weeds out of here too. And we have all different sizes. But for the most part, they're nice and big. Look at that. Ooh. Alright, we're going to get rid of these beets in here in this bed as well. Oh, these ones I planted them later. Damn it. I'm going to leave these a little bit longer. I already pulled some up, but I did do some succession planting, and these are not as big. So I'm going to let these be because they were planted later. And we have one more bed. I already cleared out this bed here. And this is what we've been eating from, the beets from this bed. And then now this bed, I just cleared it out. This one is going to stay a little bit longer. This is not ready yet. Oh. And we also have beets in this raised bed and also that raised bed right there. I think we're going to pull these because these were planted earlier, so they should be good to go. I need to clear these beds out because I need the space to do my fall planting. These are pretty good. Look at that. Oh yeah. Have you guys ever tried beet jelly? Beet jelly is so good. So good. You gotta get creative. When you're a gardener and you want to preserve things, you want to do it safely first of all, but also you want to experiment. There's so much potential. Just get in that kitchen and find your creative side safely. And you can't do that without reading up. You gotta read up and at least have an idea of what you're doing versus what you want to do, because sometimes what you want to do may not always work. This one did not grow at all. I'll just stick him back in there. He's a root. Maybe he'll grow to seed for me. That'll be good. Let's grab this last one. This thing is littered with carrots that I did not thin out. But I'm just curious to see how they're doing. So I'm going to pull one. Ooh, pretty decent size already. Look at that. I'm going to just take this one, because I'm not ready to harvest carrots yet. And as you can see, some of it is going to seed. It's really thick in there, so I know they're not all going to be they're not all going to be the same size. We are going to have varying sizes, some bigger ones and also some smaller ones. All right, let's go over here and finish up the beets. Well, the bees are, I'm in their way, I guess, because they love these flowers. See that? I'm probably going to let them be for now. And later on tonight, when it gets dark out, I'll probably come in and harvest these beets in this raised bed here. I'll let the bees do their work. I'm going to also harvest these tomatoes that are blushing. I had to put a big old cage over them because the critters are not letting them be. So because these ones are blushing, I'm going to pick them because there's so much tomatoes on this one plant here, as you can see. And this is what I like about the Roma tomato. Prolific bearer. I hope this camera is doing it justice because my eyes are not seeing it properly, especially with that bright sunlight. But we're going to get down in there and grab these tomatoes that are ready to be harvested. My jalapenos are starting to ripen. I love making pepper jelly with those jalapenos. It is so good. I'm trying to stay away from the sweets, guys, but no, I get in the kitchen and I get creative. And unfortunately, sugar is involved in that. And then I look over here and I could still harvest some blackberries. Jeez, I'm gonna have so much work here with these bushes. I definitely am gonna need to remove some, but they are delicious. Every year I cut them back and they grow so much more the following year, and they produce a lot of berries for at least a couple of months during the season, so we have berries for a long time. Oh, they're so sweet. I can't help it. Now see, I don't mind if the critters help me with these berries because it's overwhelming and we do lose a lot of it, but we do get a really good amount of blackberries and blueberries and raspberries. Ugh. They're in there and they're so good. So good. Oh my gosh. You guys have no clue. Absolutely no clue. They're well ripe. Look, there's juice on my fingers. And they're not yet done for the season. Look at that. We still have a lot more to ripen. See? So So we'll have blackberries for quite a while. See how easily I get distracted? And here I am in the blackberry bushes harvesting blackberries. Yeah, let me just leave it alone. Listen, the sun is up. It's about to hit me over here. I'm really sweaty. It's humid. I'm exhausted. But I was able to harvest a few things and we are going to eat. They're going to be delicious. We are going to freeze those blueberries for sure because we still have some on the tree that we could come out every day and harvest a handful or two that we want to eat. These blackberries are going to be eaten. The beets are going to be preserved. Eggplants, we're going to eat that fresh. The pumpkins are going to be preserved also. And the beans are definitely going to be eaten fresh. But all in all, this is a great harvest this morning that I didn't even plan for. Ooh, look at my Scotch bonnet peppers coming along. I just glimpsed over and saw that, so I couldn't resist it. So much peppers on this plant. I am going to be digging this up and overwintering it in a container so it can sit there and look pretty for now. But yeah, this is my nice big harvest this morning. Grow garden, y'all. Grow something. If you have a space that you can grow something in, grow something, even if it's flowers for the pollinators, because we're losing all our pollinators, and pretty soon, if that continues to go that direction, then we'll be struggling to survive because we need our food to survive. This is all for now. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next upload.